Welcome to Blue Bard Cage.
Hey, look
We
at
did it this
that.
week.
We did it.
We don't look so
Woo!
startled.
Got it in there.
We don't look so
Yeah.
startled.
Woo!
It was always like a deer in the headlights. We were just like,
What? Huh?
is it real?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
and
that's what worries me.
This is, I'm getting used to this visual. I'm used to just the audio. So
Yeah.
I'm getting used to this dynamic as well.
Look at
So
what
it's just,
technology has brought us.
I know. How you guys doing?
I am dead. Like, to be honest, I've been going back between Baltimore and DC all week for work, and I've been like riding Amtrak trains and like metros, and I'm like the only person probably wearing a mask, and like because I mean like Corona numbers are up. I'm like I'm vaxxed and all that stuff, but like I'm just like, and I haven't been around a lot of humans in like 2 years, so it's been an experience, Freddie.
Medium deady cool over there.
Medium freak the frig out. Yeah, it was fun though. Like I had one of my childhood heroes pass by me this week, and that
Was it Robert
really cool.
Ballard?
Yeah, I was gonna talk to him, but he was engaged in conversation with somebody, and I'm just like, dude, fourth grade Eddie is freaking the f out right now.
I am super fourth grade Justin and present day Justin also super jealous because Bob Ballard definitely a hero of mine.
Yeah, like somebody that actually made me interested in school, and in science, and in like just the wonders of the world. Like a real life person as opposed to somebody like Indiana Jones, which also cool. Very cool, but I mean,
the real question is, can we meet Mr. Wizard? Is he still alive?
I think not.
I doubt it.
He was old when I was a kid. So
Mr. Wizard was so mean. Do you remember
him
being
mean? He was kind of angry.
He was just kind of a dick to those kids. He would always just snap at them, kind of, and just.
Well, it was a side of the times.
I guess so.
A side of the times when you just be a dick to kids and it was fine.
He was no Bill Nye, but
50s,
whatever.
60s,
Look here,
70s.
idiot. Well, I would like to say, changing topics entirely, that inspired by you, Eddie, last week, I went while I was out earlier and got a Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot from the gas station because I decided to try it, and I like it, honestly. Yeah, it's not hot. It's got.
I didn't even have a kick to it to me.
It's got a little bit of it. It's got I would call it like a tingle that kind of stays for a while. It's more of a tingling hot, but like very low level.
As long as it doesn't turn into a Peter tingle, which was what David was worried about.
Well, yeah. Well, I try to not to mix my Flamin' Hots and my Peter tingles. It's usually a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I don't want to poof like that,
Ooh, we are live, and we're really doing it. Not inspired by you. I brought the smart water back.
Well, you are the dad guy, and you're living the dad life.
That's true.
And are you wearing a Brendan Fraser mummy shirt?
99 cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy.
Where did you get that? But I'm rocking a scuzzy tank top, and my co-host
Graveyard Goods. Graveyard Goods on Instagram. That's where I got it.
All right. Well, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
And I have a donut hat. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, rocking the. Do what I can.
And Eddie, is that Halloween Havoc your shirt?
Or is it just Macho
like
Man Slim Jim? And
it looks Halloween Havoc-y.
It's got this on it, and like the back is like it's an all-over print. It's pretty wild. It's got Slim Jim on the back. Nice. This is from 2800 Studios on Instagram. I'm telling you, the bootleg community is wild. Like,
you send me all kinds of crazy stuff. I've gotten a few of them. I was wearing one of them last week, actually.
Awesome. Like, the Shawn Michaels Saves the Day shirt is cool. It's like, it scratches that itch of nostalgia that you can't get from actual WWE products because like they butchered the classic logo. They can't do the WWF. So when I see this stuff, I'm just like, here's my money. That's what I want. That's what I've wanted for years. I'll take it all. So
it blows my mind that WWE doesn't capitalize on nostalgia like as much as they could. Like that they don't have like a whole nostalgic t-shirt section.
I feel like they do.
They
I feel like
do
they've got
on
like
their website, but they're poorly designed most of the time, in my opinion.
and I feel like usually it's just the basic stuff. It's like they'll have the Austin 316, NWO logo, Degeneration X, a rock shirt.
They've got some like heritage shirts or something right now that have for Justy Rhodes and Bruno Sammartino that are really, really cool. But the rest
Honestly,
of them are just like
the best shirts WWE tends to put out is when they do those kind of licensing deals with artists and have like a particular line that's only going to be there for a certain amount of time. The best shirts I've gotten from WWE tend to be those. I got a really great Bret Hart shirt.
I got that old CM Punk Rob Schamberg print, like the Second City Saint one, where it's like a stained glass window.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually kind of expensive now.
I've got the
a lot of the Punk WWE stuff's going up, especially the early stuff, like from his look in ECW, is increasing in price.
Yeah, if you can find the rib cage with the heart, that one's like super.
And the figure where he wore like Ray's mask is super expensive too.
But yeah.
Here's my snack check. I hate Pepsi. I'm a Southerner. It's a Coke. Will always be a Coke. But I got this because it's weird.
Okay.
It's Nitro Pepsi. I'm gonna open it. I think.
What's the deal? So what are they trying to tell us that it tastes like? Is this like?
It's vanilla bean. It's vanilla bean Pepsi, but instead of like being carbonated, it's done through nitro, like a Guinness or something.
I was gonna say, is this gonna be like a Guinness?
Okay, that's new.
Smell like a nasty Pepsi. It's bubbling. It's frothing on me, guys.
Nasty Pepsi.
It's a frothing and a foaming.
I really don't like Pepsi. I do have 2 shots of espresso here to get the nasty taste of Pepsi out of my mouth if I hate it. Let's see. Here we go.
Chris, Coke or Pepsi while he tries this? Coke or
Pepsi?
Coke.
It's Coke for me.
Yeah, it's Coke for me too.
Yeah.
It tastes like a flat ass cream soda with Pepsi.
I do like cream soda, but I don't want it to be flat.
It didn't give enough. Like, I think all the bubbles came out the foam, honestly.
Snack check wise, I did bring these today. This is what I'm going with.
A classic.
Yeah. So there we go.
Best M&Ms.
Yeah.
No.
No, these are the best. Peanut
butter.
Peanut butter M&Ms are the best.
Peanut M&Ms. Actually, my personal choice is chocolate mint, but
I was always a big fan. I like how we haven't even begun to talk about wrestling.
No wrestling.
It's that meme. It's that meme.
Yeah.
That I sent you guys yesterday.
I was always a fan of the pretzel M&Ms. Let's talk about wrestling. Yeah. I like those a lot.
The pretzel M&Ms are quickly rising in my love. But yeah, let's not have an hour and a half podcast. We'll quickly get into it. We'll go into Dynamite from this past Wednesday. And
Dynamite.
Yeah, Jesus. Dynamite. When AEW does something really, really good, they do it really, really good. And when they do something bad, they do the Casino Battle Royal and Dynamite. That's my opinion of it right away. Who the hell were some of these people, and why the hell were some of these people in this match? And where were people like Chris Jericho? Where were like the bigger names that are just missing from this match?
I mean, we get Jericho need a shot?
No, but he's more legitimate.
He would be a better name to see in a battle. I mean, I'd rather Chris Jericho come out than someone I've never heard of.
Yeah, and the final 4 guys in this match, I looked at them all and I go, he's like whoever goes onto this is losing. I know automatically they're losing to Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
If Jericho goes on to wrestle Jon Moxley, at least it's in question. If Eddie Kingston, if he doesn't just get stupidly eliminated and have to sit through another boring ass Jake Hager match on Rampage, like that's legitimate because Eddie actually has like some sort of like popularity building behind him.
Plus a story built in with Moxley.
Built in would have been like, at least it would have been in question, but this wasn't in question.
But this that battle royal. No Jericho, no Wardlow, no.
Wardlow was a surprise for me for not being in there. I really thought
at least they explained that and had a storyline reason why he wasn't in there. So
can I say that this Dynamite was plagued with production issues? By the way, like as a person who has a degree in broadcasting, I was just like, oh my God, they're like just making all the wrong choices on which cameras to cut to. Like
they
interrupted that Haas fight with Keith Lee and Lance Archer for an entrance. Like the crowd was clearly into Lee and Archer like trading blows, and they just cut to the ramp.
They do that all the time. I mean, they've missed spots all the time, and that's like a consistent issue with them. I think that's where some of the all friends wrestling part comes in. Hire professionals for things that actually know how to do these things. The direction in some of AEW stuff is really, really bad.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I'll be honest. I just wish AEW would just do a regular battle royal. I don't like the way they do their battle royals. Like, I get it as a gimmick and maybe like a once a year thing, but they never just do a regular battle royal. I just don't like it. Like, the battle royal to me is about having like 20 guys in the ring at one time. And
would you rather than just start with everybody in the ring?
Yeah, like a traditional battle royal, not like a Royal Rumble where they all come down at once.
Well, they do them in card sets here. I get it in separating themselves from WWE and not having people come down timed. I get that, but I don't know that it's actually helpful. I don't think it builds tension in like a last person or a last suit coming in.
No, not really. I mean, it all seems meaningless. It's just, okay, more names.
Yeah, so, basically. That's how I feel.
I just want just do a regular battle royal. That's
and a lot of names I don't think anybody cared about, like being there. Like I love Kyle.
If this is supposedly
Riley,
for the world title,
then why where
are all your top guys?
Why was Wheeler Yuta in the last four?
Like, yeah, I mean, Brian I know is out hurt, so that's an excuse. But I mean, where I mean, there are tons of guys. If you just said, and as much as I'm kind of just a little fatigued and over him at the moment, Adam Cole, that would have been like the question. Like, are they going to go with Cole or Mox? You know,
apparently he's hurt. He's dealing with multiple injuries right now.
Really?
Well, my thing is, even from the guys who were in there, why wasn't Keith Lee in your Final Four? Because he is a legit, person that I could see having a legit contest with Moxley. Or
at least they set up a story there with Swerve turning on him really early.
Yeah, they did that too fast.
And I really like both of those guys a lot. I think they're both interesting, but it seemed early. It seemed like they actually had something going with that tag team, but then again, the tag team scene is super duper crowded.
It is.
That's fair.
But the winner ends up being Kyle O'Reilly,
which you're going to get a good match that way at least.
Yes, I think Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are just those classic, like, and I feel like there were a lot of Ring of Honor guys back in the day where it was like they could put on a hell of a match and that's it. Like, they're outside of putting on a really good match to watch, they're very boring. Now, you had a lot of guys who weren't that way, but that's kind of how I feel about them. Even in the Undisputed Era, I mean, the charisma and all that. And I like Kyle O'Reilly a lot.
Oh, I think he's got charisma. Like
he definitely has charisma. No,
like whenever he gets to talk, I'm way into it. He just doesn't get to do that as often as he should.
I just really liked skeezy frat boy playing air guitar with the belt, with the NXT tag belts, Kyle O'Reilly. I really enjoyed that incarnation of him.
Do you guys like say his name and immediately say Rilo Kiley instead in your head? Yeah. Is that just me?
I do.
Okay.
Oh man, you're giving away our age now, Chris.
I'm not worried about it. Jenny Lewis forever.
Yeah. And Blake Sennett, you don't have to sing. You just don't.
Hey, his song "Under the Black Light" was good. Anyway.
Was it? All right. And here we go. And I want to talk about this for just a second.
Okay.
We have another setup for AEW, another thing. Another championship is coming up. Why? Nobody knows. Why are we going to do another championship?
I really thought I missed something, honestly, because I had not. Oh.
Hello.
Are you there?
Hello.
There we go. And this is it. This is the championship.
I like that belt.
It looks awesome.
I love the look.
It looks awesome. I think it is badass.
Yeah. I don't know why we need it.
I don't know either. I don't know why they need another undercard title when everything's so crowded anyway.
I think it's pretty clear that, I mean, the obvious choice for this seems to be Miro. And Miro tends that character works a lot better when he's got a belt anyway. But just give him the TNT title back, because, like I said last week, that the TNT title picture has been a mess since Miro dropped.
Oh, for sure. But can we all agree this might be one of the best looking titles in wrestling right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I love the look of this. I say, I don't know, I'm in favor of dropping the TNT title for this, just because the look is better.
It might have been disgraced enough to just get rid of it at this point, to be honest. And this is a sexy way of doing it.
This is like sweet, like WCW era, like great belt design, great title design. Like I like this design.
Me too. Just makes it a shame it should not exist. It's like the European title.
It immediately reminded me of the European title.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like shoved in there for no reason, like because I guess somebody needs a belt.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, they went through that in WCW and like Crockett, where there was like when there was like the international title and the world title and North American, and WCW was notorious for that too, because they, you know.
And Tony loves his tournaments.
Yeah. Oh my God. So many tournaments. Look, I love a good tournament. Love a tournament. But man, we just had 2 in a month, and now we're doing another one. Man, so many tournaments.
It's too much, but I was excited about this match, and for good reason. Buddy Matthews against Pac. 2 just guys that look like they were carved out of granite. Tremendous wrestlers.
Can we talk about Buddy Matthews like just being the shredded king? Like,
I think he's ridiculous. I think the rest of the House of Black needs to put their foot down and say, listen, bro, you got to get some tattoos.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. You're going to have to start getting some tattoos.
He's got to get some new tights, too. That's the only thing, man. Like, those things looking like shorts that are shredded are not where it's at.
That's always been his look, going way, way back to when he was in NXT.
Hey, at least he looks different.
Fair point.
Who else is wearing those? Wearing those? I think too many people just too many people just like try to like do this blah 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 all over their tights. Like, have something branded. That's why like the iconic tights of like the 80s and 90s are there. Everybody had their logo. Everybody had a look that they stayed to, and they just kind of changed how it was colored.
That's what I like about House of Black. Like they're full on branded as a faction. Like, thank you. Because Justin knows, we've talked about this, that I love my tag teams and my factions to dress the same.
They should. You know?
They need to look the same.
And they should wear the damn shirt.
Big proponent.
Wear the shirt more often. You'll sell more shirts.
Like the Hart Foundation did, where they had the Hitman shirt and the Bulldog, the jackets, the Hitman jacket, the Bulldog jacket.
In WWE, you want to get some nostalgia money? Put out leather biker jackets for the Hart Foundation and sell them to me. I will buy one.
I just want shirts with that. I want just a shirt with like Hitman, Bulldog, Owen.
I bought the chalkline jacket.
I do want the tassel things on the shoulders, though.
Fair enough, Justin. Fair enough.
Would you wear the tassels? Do they need to be detachable?
Oh, I would absolutely wear the tassels. I'd be jangling up and down the street, buddy.
Oh, goodness. But this match, what did you guys think of it?
Oh, it was phenomenal. I mean,
great.
2 guys. I mean, it's exactly the kind of match you think it's going to be, which is a fantastic match. I don't think those 2 guys would probably be capable of putting on a bad match at this point.
Yeah, like and I'm still enjoying this thing they're doing with Julia Hart, even though the promo they did there was like, she's a little rough, but she's around a bunch of guys with a lot of talent and a lot of experience, and that's.
I don't get why her eye makeup was gone.
Yeah.
When she came out on the stage after the match, it was because she had the expanding darkness around her eye, and now it's gone. And she took the eye patch off. But all the rest of them are having an outward manifestation.
Oh, it never leaves Malachi Black. Like, it's always there.
Well, she's dressing in black now. She went to her local Hot Topic. She picked some stuff out. She's in the club.
Okay.
I mean, that automatically makes her my new favorite, but whatever.
I just wish they would do something more interesting with House of Black, honestly. I
kind of wish they'd go more supernatural.
I think there needs to be even more spotlight on them. Like, I would have taken Malachi Black in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, why the hell is he not in there?
Again,
100%.
Malachi Black
100%.
versus Jon Moxley, to me, in question. Who wins this? Because
Also,
I buy Malachi Black
a match I can't recall ever seeing.
Oh, fair point.
It just so many missed opportunities. And why that is, I'm not sure. Is Tony doing too much? Maybe we hear that he is literally taking care of everything backstage. Maybe he needs his trio of yes and no men like Vince had.
I mean, you do have to be able to delegate some stuff too, and I think that's where WWE has run into the same problem so much, is that Vince is unwilling to delegate things to certain people because he wants so much control over it. And when so much control is wrapped up in one person, it's not going to be a good thing usually. So I think, you risk having that if Tony's trying to just like be the sole creative force, or, I mean, I don't know.
That's kind of my thought too. Like, that's why a president has his cabinet, right?
Right.
Like King has his court. You have advisors, whether you take their advice or not. At least you're getting new opinions and new ideas in, and people that have actually
a booking committee.
Exactly, and people that have been
in the old WCW parlance.
Yeah,
needs a booking committee.
Oh well, maybe that'll happen. Maybe he'll figure it out. And yeah, maybe trust some wrestling minds, but because I think when AEW's at their best is when they're doing the old school way of things, a little bit of kayfabe, some realism, really, really good, solid fundamental wrestling.
Yeah.
After the match, Eddie Kingston cut a promo backstage challenging Jake Hager to a match on Rampage. It was a real barn burner. The result of the enforcer of Jericho appreciation match eliminated him in the opening battle royal, which was stupid. Should have kept Eddie in it. Would have been interesting. Would have been a way better top four. After this, we get Hangman versus New Japan Pro Wrestling's David Finlay. I thought this was a pretty good match, honestly. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was like great or anything, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree. Honestly, it wasn't anything to write home about as far as anything I haven't seen before, but it was, hard hitting. David Finlay doing the Finlay thing, being a tough Irish bastard like his dad, and Hangman Page. I'm just interested to see where they go with him now. Especially, I mean, past Forbidden Door, because we get a challenge here. After I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but we get we get a little segment after the match here. But after Forbidden Door, I'm interested to see where we go. Is he back in the title picture? I don't know.
Yeah, I hope. I don't know. It depends on what they do. I have a feeling we'll get an answer to that. I thought the match was good. It was what he needed. He needed a decent win, a solid win with somebody that can work after that match with Punk, especially with the state the title's in right now, being kind of in a place of stasis. You want to keep Hangman strong.
Place of stasis.
Yeah, there we go. Well, and so we'll move forward with that. And we had Adam Cole on the microphone there doing the announcing. He's hurt, so they're at least trying to keep him on TV and in the public eye. I think what's going to happen there is we're going to get a three-way match between him and Page and the person that Adam Page challenged at the end of the match. My boy. Kazuchika Okada. Anyway, I'm excited about it. I'm just excited that American audience is going to get to see Okada. He's a phenomenal wrestler. In my opinion, top 5, top 3. He's up there in the world right now, and everybody needs to see it. And having those 3 guys, that'll be a fantastic match. What do you guys think?
Is that what I'm curious, is that the match or an incarnation of the match you were hoping for Okada? Something to do with Cole or Page? Or would you have rather seen him against someone else?
My ideal Okada match would have been Bryan Danielson. Easy. Bryan Danielson. But I want to see Bryan Danielson against a lot of these guys because he's either not wrestled them at all or it's been a long, long time since he's wrestled them. And I don't think Bryan has been as good now ever, maybe. I think he was nearing that when he was in Ring of Honor, and I think he went through a lot of like injuries and stuff in WWE and other issues, just, you know, having to fit his style into theirs, where you never got to see the full him. I think he developed his personality to where it is, and he can do anything now. So I think that was a good thing that he learned from WWE. But Brian is at the peak of his strengths, and to see him against most of these people is just going to be phenomenal. Again, it's Zack Sabre Jr. for him, probably. If he's not hurt for too long. I think he's out for 2 weeks right now, but
yeah, I don't think it's too long. I don't think he's at risk of, from what I read, not at risk of missing Forbidden Door, which thank God. We already lost Punk. Jesus.
Yeah, thank God. And both of those guys, there's some interesting history there. I don't think either Page or Cole got to wrestle Okada back in the day when they were in New Japan, which wasn't that long ago. So it's cool to see how they've moved up as far as stature goes,
right,
and standing with fans, and that they would even get a shot at Okada. And this is something new that people get to see too. So 3 outstanding wrestlers, should be a great match. Something we did skip over, I did skip over here, is the arrival of somebody after Trent Beretta comes out and speaks. He's talking about best friends kind of breaking up because it's National Best Friends Day. As you've noticed, they've kind of dissolved because Roppongi Vice is back together. He talks about how they need another shot because technically they didn't really lose at the Ring of Honor titles, and they challenge FTR.
Chucky T's just going to get lost in the shuffle.
From BTE these past few weeks, it looks like he's joining the Dark Order.
Okay,
because he has this like the best friend shirt that has like their like candy skulls across the front. And as people have left, Wheeler Yuta,
that's another
and
thing.
Everybody else, like, he keeps cutting them out. So he's just got this, like, the sleeves were already off it. So he's just got this shirt that's connected right here now. Because it's just him and best friends, basically. Covering one single nipple. But yeah, I'm excited for Roppongi Vice being back, and I want to see them wrestle FTR. That's kind of a cool Forbidden Door match with the history there.
Yeah, I would agree. And honestly, I mean, FTR is on such a roll. I don't think they could do any wrong at this point.
They're going to have a phenomenal match with whoever's out there. But the real exciting part of this was the arrival of Will Ospreay. I know most of us have at least seen him in some way. Mm-hmm. But he came out there and he just did what he did. I think the crowd popped for him. Most of them realized who he was amongst the AEW audience. Maybe the TV audience hasn't. But they're in for a treat. As far as wrestling goes, I think he's Ricochet, but better. He's got a personality. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. What do you think, Chris? You made a face.
I'm a big Ospreay fan. Honestly, like his character, he has built the perfect character. Like he has the perfect, like, you know, attitude, character, and the ring acumen to back it up. I don't know about like better than Ricochet. I think Ricochet is held back a little bit by being in the E sometimes.
For sure.
Also never call it the E again.
The Fed.
The Fed.
New York.
New York. Yeah, New York. We call it New York. Connecticut.
The most unbearable level of smarkiness
up north.
Oh,
the Fed.
The Fed,
motherfucker. They haven't had the Fed. They haven't had the word Federation in their name in 20-something years.
No, I'm hyped for Will Ospreay to have a match at Forbidden Door. I'm into this. I'm hyped for him in general. So
and they set up a match. For Rampage later on too. That's exciting to see Will Ospreay wrestling FTR in front of an American audience, in front of a bigger audience than he's ever seen. Awesome, fantastic. They're gonna have more people calling for him and wanting him in AEW and other places. He doesn't seem like he's interested in WWE, and I don't blame him, just to see how some of the guys of his ilk have been treated. It is what it is. I'm excited to see what happens. I guess we'll move forward to something I didn't think was very good, and I'm not sure what they're doing with it. But I thought he did good on the mic, which is Wardlow's next challenge. Are you excited to see him wrestle 20 different security guards? Mark Sterling gives him an ultimatum that he has to either, was it go to court or something, or wrestle 20 security guards next week. Is this a video game?
I don't understand. Like, is one of the security guards at the end going to be like someone else dressed up as a security guard, and that's the real challenge? Like,
probably it'll be the one at the end after he's gone through 20 like local wrestlers and beat the shit out of them. It'll be some just like Herculean person to come in and stomp him or something. I don't know.
It'll be Giant Gonzalez.
Or they'll bring in what's his face from WWE, the other giant guy from India. I've blocked him out of my mind at this point.
Great Khali.
Yeah,
Great
there
Khali.
you go.
Oh yeah, they'll bring in Khali.
Yeah, we can see him against Singh. It'll be awful.
Yeah,
so awful. But who cares? I think Wardlow, for as much time as he's had and as much time as he's kind of played in the shadows the whole time in AEW, cut a decent promo. It wasn't great. Already better than most of what Goldberg had done, and he's getting a lot of those comparisons.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's too. I mean, it felt like we were building Wardlow up to, So we've heard so many comparisons of him and Batista and the Triple H Batista storyline, the Evolution storyline from was 2005, I guess. But I mean, that I'm not saying he should be world champion. Like, that story ended with Batista, but it should feel like he is moving up to something. Like, why isn't he at least like challenging for the TNT title or something, doing something like that? This just feels like, I mean, versus 20 guys, like, that feels like a second hour segment on Raw. Like, that doesn't feel like something that should be on pay-per-view. That's just my opinion. I think the guy's got tremendous potential. I think he's been really entertaining. I loved all the stuff with MJF, but I don't really know why we're doing this right now. I mean, he was part of the biggest story, one of the two biggest stories in wrestling in the past, couple of months, and now it's this.
And it's kind of more the same from last week, where we talked about how he felt like an afterthought. Like, the whole push of him just felt like nothing had happened after Double or Nothing. MJF came out and just cut a scathing promo, one of the best ones in years, probably most memorable ones. And during this broadcast, they don't mention MJF one bit.
No.
They've removed his profile from the website. They've removed his merch site from Shop AEW. They've removed him from the intro. Word from, the dirt sheets is that they're going to keep him off TV and just have him come back as a surprise. They want all this to seem real. And I think, short-term games, sacrificing those for long-term is exciting, and not knowing when he's going to come back and people even questioning it, I think, is a good thing. But where does that leave Wardlow? Does his push just kind of like fizzle out? To me, I'm like Justin. I'm not excited for it at all.
Well, you've got to move him past MJF and give him something to actually do. This is not it. This is not the thing that's going to get him to keep going on an upward trajectory.
Feuding with Mark Sterling.
Yeah, that's not. I like, as much as I loved the Wardlow entrance that was like him in handcuffs every time, kind of Goldbergian with the security around him.
If they're going to follow him from the back, they need to give him some music. It can't be dead air. It just looks weird. Yeah. They need to put some music behind it. They had that kind of build up music to it, kind of like WWE used to use.
WWE, they still do it sometimes, where it shows them walking backstage, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I love that. It sets the tone. It sets the tone. It makes you feel. It's like, God, I remember that. Like wrestling.
Yeah, and like the Chicago Bulls.
Didn't they do it at like the Survivor Series '97, where it's just like you feel like, all right, shit's about to go down. This is the big one.
And it did.
And it always did.
But yeah, like they did that. Chicago Bulls used to do that to hype up the crowd. They need something there. Otherwise, it feels like dead air.
Which I feel like, again, going back to what Chris was saying, it's a production issue. I feel like if you had, I don't know, maybe a different crew or something in there, not slagging off the production crew, but I mean, they got
somebody that has done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not scared to bring guys like Pat Buck and his agents from WWE maybe get some of the ex guys that know how to shoot wrestling. I'm not talking about, Zoom cuts and all that stuff. We don't need to be doing that and shaking the camera every 20 seconds. But knowing how to set things up and clearly show the
knowing how to produce television. I mean, that is
knowing how to produce television.
How to produce live television. Yes, because I mean, yeah, they have a lot of issues. We've already kind of discussed that, but yeah.
Yep. What can you do?
I still love the show, though. I just want to say that because it feels like I've been bitching about AEW for like an hour, but I do genuinely like the product they're putting on right now for the most part.
For sure.
I've never watched a wrestling show where everything was good all the time. Even like, WWE, God knows, even at their best, a lot of it was garbage. But that's okay. WCW had a lot of garbage.
A lot.
So I mean, I feel like I've been bitching the whole time about them, but I do like them, and I do enjoy.
That's part of being a wrestling fan, I think, is being like, playing fantasy wrestling or fantasy booker with it, and like, here's what I would do better. It gives you something to bitch about. It's the same thing with any other sport. That's what people do, and it's fine. I think AEW is great. I'm glad they exist and they're in that space that they're in, and they're only 3 years old. And that's not even 3 years with a TV deal yet. Like, they won't be 3 years of Dynamite until October. So I think they're in a pretty good space right now. Hopefully they can grow that audience. We'll see if that happens. They haven't been over 1 million in a while.
Yeah.
In a while. I think since January or February. The next match on this card, honestly, who cares? I think she's been a big flop as champ. Thunder Rosa against Marina Shafir.
Shafir.
Thunder Rosa was set up in a pre-taped interview beforehand with Rosa, and I guess they got to give that to her because she's been really terrible on the mic. Do you guys care about this match at all?
No, unfortunately, and I hate that because I am a Thunder Rosa fan. I think she's great, but. Mm-hmm. I think her booking in AEW, especially, I mean, we talked about this last week, especially since she's been champ, has been horrendous. I think her title reign so far has been a big flop. Marina Shafir has never done anything for me. She doesn't, kind of a void of charisma. She's kind of,
Damn, Justin.
I'm sorry.
He's not wrong.
Of charisma.
I mean, it was she was in NXT, and it was the same thing. I mean, she was the person who was friends with Ronda Rousey, and
yeah.
Though granted, she is married to a wrestler.
Who's she married to?
Roderick Strong.
Okay, we'll probably see him soon.
Yeah, I imagine.
WWE will let him go.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that AEW has a problem booking champions, booking babyface champions. Like, same thing with Hangman Page, like that we said last week. Like,
and I'll throw another one in the mix: Jurassic Express.
Yeah,
I would say their tag reign has been completely forgettable.
I think it's about to end.
I'm sure. Thankfully at this point, because I think at this point, like. And I'm sorry to talk over you, Chris.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express have reached about as high as it's going to go. And I think if Jungle Boy is going to move on, is going to be one of those pillars like they always talk about, it's time for him to move on to bigger and better stuff.
I mean,
I think you're right.
It's just a bummer that we have to say that about babyface champions, that like it's time for them to drop the title because they've been booked so not even just weirdly. And like so lackluster.
I was very ready for Paige to drop the title to Punk because I thought while the matches that he had with Cole were good. I mean, I thought the reign overall was a flop. Like, I mean, it always felt like maybe the third most important storyline going on the show.
And I think that's a booking issue.
It absolutely is.
To me, I think what they needed to do for Paige, and it's something WWF and WWE, I guess, at one point did a really good job of. In the Attitude Era, when they had somebody like Stone Cold or The Rock as champion, they opened the show with them.
Yeah.
They closed the show with them. It was a good bookend. had them in the main event. They were always involved. You might even see something backstage in a vignette that keeps the story going. You're like, holy shit, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
And it's building the excitement. There was never ever that for Hangman. And I think with a babyface champion in the modern age, how many babyface champions have been really, really good, like across the spectrum of notable organizations in the modern era? Not as many as
champions who have been really good.
Like that people that weren't like overly divisive. Like I think Cena was divisive, but obviously successful.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, but Daniel
Bryan, yeah, Daniel Bryan Danielson.
But again, he didn't even get it for that long when he was a babyface because he got hurt and he was gone. That's kind of really hard to judge there. But building into it and winning the title, one of the biggest babyface builds ever in wrestling.
Yeah. You have to book your babyface to where you think they might lose the title to anyone that challenges them, because that's the whole point, is that like, oh my God, will they, won't they keep it? And they did not do that with Hangman Page. They haven't given Thunder Rosa any TV time or any challengers that are worth a shit. And
I think
it's unfortunate.
I think that the answer to so much of this, and I may have even said this last week, I think the answer to so much of this is the company has grown beyond their hour and a half or 2.5 hours of television.
For sure.
They are going to need to expand in some form or another, or start cutting people. Because there's just, clearly and they're doing some good stuff. They're doing at least something in the women's division on Rampage, mostly with Jade, but we all know the issues they have with the women's division. And I think so much of this would just be fixed with just a little more TV time.
They do, and they have gotten better with their dark shows. I know a lot of us don't watch those, but they do get decent amount of hits and views. They've done a little bit better with keeping some story there. They're still awfully long.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the internet though. Like I'm talking about TV. Like I'm not talking about internet shows.
But it's kind of almost one and the same at this point. Like you can be as big on the internet if you have a presence in pop culture and you're generally recognized.
You can
stuff.
But they don't let that stuff bleed into their actual television. They never talk about dark. They're never saying
dark and elevation are just. I think when they started out, it was more interesting. But I have completely quit tuning in, because when I was tuning in, it was nothing but jobber matches. And
they're too long. It's a roster guy against a guy coming in for a tryout, and who's going to win. Yeah,
and that doesn't cut it. And the fact that it's not on TV, you need to do
your
better.
Your casual fan is not tuning into that,
right?
No, but I think you're getting that younger fan. I don't even think we're of that generation where we have our favorite YouTubers. We're not excited when they're going to stream their video game or whatever. But a lot of the younger audience does, and the coveted demo, I think, is part of that. I don't know that we necessarily that's for us to go on YouTube and watch this overly long show. I don't want to watch my best friends play video games, let alone watch somebody on the internet play them. So maybe that's just not for us to get.
Well, my point, I think, still stands. They could do with some more TV time.
For sure.
Expand Rampage to 2 hours. Give it a better time slot or something.
I think that's up to Warner Discovery, and hopefully things go well there.
No doubt.
Hopefully things go well there. They didn't get much mentions at their like recent expo or whatever, which is kind of weird. And the only graphic they showed was a graphic with red velvet on it, which is strange.
It's interesting. It's an interesting.
I love that we're 45 minutes in still talking about Dynamite, by the way, guys.
We're getting to the end of it here.
There's honestly not much on Rampage.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about on Rampage. We finally get to the main event. It's Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Great match.
Great match. Great
punishing. They beat the crap out of each other. It was really, really good.
Yeah. Honestly, better match than I expected. Being honest, I expected good, but this kind of exceeded my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was great. the match I would expect from both of those guys.
For sure. I think if nothing else, it did give a rub to Kyle O'Reilly to have a really good spotlighted match. And hopefully for people in AEW, like fan-wise that didn't see him, that haven't gotten to watch him wrestle like a main eventer, that put him over and probably puts him in a higher spot in their minds.
Good old Rilo Kiley.
God. Oh, God.
All right. But the obvious winner, Moxley.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He will go
and
on.
That was the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and we'll move it on over. We'll move it on over to Friday. I know Chris is worried. He's got a child. He is the dad guy.
I got to do
We
dad
have
things.
everybody's favorite.
Not much
match.
interesting on Rampage.
But the main event's good.
Eddie Kingston. Yeah, I said not much. There is some good stuff. Eddie Kingston and your boy Jake Hager, right? I do want to say I love when they start out and the guys are already in the ring. Like the show starts and it's like, welcome to Rampage, ding ding ding, match starts. I love that.
Yeah, I'm into that too. Here we are, and this match was not good in my opinion.
Oh no. It was all downhill after that, but yeah.
Some of those knees that like Hager was just like putting in were so soft and looked so just like he looked like he couldn't bend. He looked very inflexible.
He has honestly never at any point in his career done much of anything for me. I don't think he's really good at any aspect of it. He's very athletic. He's incredible.
Really drilling people today.
No, man, I'm with Justin on this. Like, what?
He's very athletic, but I mean, if he was gonna get better, he would have gotten better by now.
Yeah, what is the impetus behind Hager? What's keeping him around?
He's friends with
Jericho. And they're probably a lot of their personalities and outside interests of wrestling.
I'll
leave it there.
MAGA shit.
Yeah. And we'll leave it there. I would say that's probably why he's not good. He's done nothing. He hardly wrestles. Yeah. He debuted on the first episode of Dynamite.
That was the big debut.
That was the big reveal.
It was cool though, like the way they did that. That was a hot episode. But after then, he's done much of nothing. He's just kind of been tag along in Inner Circle. Now he's a tag along, and
he is the Brutus Beefcake to Jericho's Hulk Hogan.
That was good.
Justin killing people today. Just absolutely.
At least Brutus Beefcake could talk well enough to host an interview segment, though.
That's true.
So Beefcake's even got one up on him.
I'll
go there. I don't give a shit.
Do you think that makes Jake Hager the booty man or the Zodiac?
Oh, the many faces.
He's the booty
of
man.
Hager. Yeah, probably booty man. Probably booty man.
I'm gonna say. Speaking of booty, the next match is booty. Satnam Singh, the debut. Woo! Yay, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal, who's actually a really, really good wrestler, along with Sanjay Dutt. Against, I have no idea who these guys are. Local jobbers.
Local talent.
A couple seconds. Satnam Singh did little to nothing. He stole Big Show's slap. Didn't let it breathe at all. Who cares?
That's gimmick. That's gimmick infringement, brother. I hope Show gave him permission to do that. Lily probably.
They're gonna job Show out to him now.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Uncle Paul.
Yes.
Because he's now Uncle Paul.
I absolutely do not care about this 100%.
No, I don't either.
This is where I go to the bathroom. And
yeah.
This is
definitely the bathroom break match. This, because it's terrible.
Just so
talking about great Khali. I mean, this was SmackDown in 2007.
let's please get past this as fast as we can. Let's
talk about something good. Let's talk about something good. That women's match is good.
And you want to talk about something good? I got to see Jade in the next segment.
Woo!
And I love Jade. I'm just gonna go ahead and again this week pronounce my love for Jade.
Yep.
Thank you.
I also
like her.
Defer to my big money mommy.
Big Money Mommy.
Wow.
I think we just found the title
there it is.
This week's episode.
That's it.
Don't let me forget that one. But the next match, Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet. Something I noticed about this match, and
it was good.
It was real good.
Yeah, it was good. But for the first time in weeks and in several matches, Chris Statlander was actually good. She wasn't full of botches. I don't know if that was because of Red Velvet, who I don't usually find very interesting.
I feel like both of them, Red Velvet and Statlander, are improving, are noticeably improving as the weeks go by. I think Statlander's set to be hugely over. Like, I
think that Statlander's landed on a good character too. Like, she's changed up a bit, and I like where it's going. Also, I like Statlander. But she has gotten better. You are correct.
Yeah,
I thought this was a good match. I thought it was the best match I've seen either of them put on up to this point.
Definitely.
It was very entertaining. Right person went over. You had the after the match shenanigans furthering the storyline, which, hey, it's a women's storyline that involves multiple women.
What?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Who would have thunk it? And again, like I said last week, they're pin magnets for Jade at the moment.
Well, yes,
but
of course.
Building them up. It's still legitimate.
They're the edge
getting
heads.
TV time. Exactly.
They're the edge heads.
Exactly. I thought it was great. I like the setup at the end. I like how they took out Anna Jay.
Mm-hmm.
All of it was really, really good. One of the best segments on there. I hope Jade keeps continuing to impress in the ring.
Who do you think should eventually take the title off of Jade, and when do you think it should be?
I don't think she'll drop the title to somebody via pin. I think we might get a Goldberg America or US title, world title situation, and he drops one of them, or like an Ultimate Warrior Intercontinental World title situation where he just drops one after he wins the world title.
Yeah.
I don't know what's stopping them from putting the strap, the strap on Jade.
Probably they're just trying to get over the new title as well as still working with her, I imagine, because that title's still so young. Given a nice, good, solid, legit reign to the first person to hold that belt would be my guess, which I think is fine. But if there is going to come a point where she is going to need to move past it and go for the big belt.
And don't waste Jade on Rampage anymore.
Yeah.
Jade needs to be on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
I think
give me Jade over Britt every week.
Jade against Britt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, what if you did a Jade Britt feud? Can that work? Is my question.
I think if you want to get them both over, and I think that's part of what Tony was afraid of. I don't think he wanted to pull the trigger on Britt versus Jade because he loves both of them, and he doesn't want any of them to get beat.
I don't think,
or maybe
necessarily the time.
No, not right now.
To do that match.
That's money though.
It will be. Yeah,
I think that's how you take it. Face. I think that's how you take the title off of her too. If anybody other than maybe Tony Storm, if you give it to Britt, the title doesn't lose any shine. As much as last week I shit all over Britt Baker, if you give her the title,
I don't think she needs it though. Like
no, but does the title need her? Does the title need her?
Let me bring up a couple other names that might sound far-fetched, but I think, has a chance. I could see them going in another way and taking the strap off her sooner. I could see Statlander getting it. I could also see Athena. I honestly feel like it would be Statlander before Athena, though. Athena's got big Ruby Riott energy to me. Or Ruby Soho.
Let me say something about this match to the finish. Where Athena came out, that was the best performed pull apart I've seen in AEW. They're really, really, really bad at pull aparts.
Yeah.
They're really awful at them.
Yeah.
She almost danced at the top of the ramp. You can see her go, and then she just took off, dove into those guys. She, pulled it back and then got pulled back. She sweetened it up a little bit with some other people getting involved. It was a really, really good pull apart. She looked like a legitimate professional doing it. I like what she's doing already. Hopefully that continues. I thought that was really good.
She's incredibly talented.
Really badly. For sure. All right. Well, here we go. On and on and on to the next one. We're going to our main event. FTR and Trent Beretta versus Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. Chris, tell us about this one.
I was into it.
Talk to me, dad guy.
I was into it.
Scissor me, daddy ass.
Virtual scissoring.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can get past that. I'm not sure I can talk now. I think that my mind is blown.
Eddie's going to be medium daddy ass.
Yes. Medium assy cool.
Don't do that to me.
Medium assy cool. I was here for this match. Do I think that the outcome that was correct?
That was my problem. That was my only problem with this. I think to build this up, that's who you go to. I'm not surprised that who took the pin. You know, if they were going to lose, it wasn't going to be Will.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think you bring them in there, have them look formidable, and have them lose.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what the logic was behind that.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some political reason for it backstage, which is something I'm worried about with Forbidden Door, is like politicking on who's going to win, you know, because you don't want to have my champion can't lose here, or this guy can't lose here because yada yada yada.
Yeah, I hope
who's gonna eat the pin in the Okada Cole Page match.
I hope it doesn't turn into an AEW wins everything pay-per-view.
They won't win everything. Okada's for sure gonna win. Neither of those guys are going to come away with the IWGP championship.
Well, and I think it's incredibly reasonable to think that's given that this is certainly going to be a success, that they'll do another one of these in Japan at some point in the near future. So I'm sure this won't be the first one, or I'm sure this won't be the last one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got to book my Japan trip again. If we ever leave COVID, if it ever happens, guys, it might. But how do you think Forbidden Door is shaping up? Are you guys excited for it? Does it feel a little bit weird because we've got 2 more Dynamites before Forbidden Door and the card hasn't been fully formed? We don't know who Brian's wrestling.
I think there's just still so many unanswered questions. It's, you know,
that's some of God's greatest gifts.
You know, what's the title match going to be? Who's Brian facing? Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's just, I'm excited for it because it's going to be an incredible show. But it's like I don't really know enough about the card to be able to say to comment much on it. I mean, there's not much to comment on yet.
I just need more Switchblade Jay White in my life, is all I'm saying. I'm throwing that out there.
I think we're going to have to get that happening soon. How does he feel about what's going on there with Page and Cole challenging for the IWGP Championship? I know Bullet Club and Undisputed Elite are supposed to be friends. Is that trampling a little bit too far into his territory there? Maybe. I want to see some Bullet Club versus Elite stuff, to be honest, but can you even do that without Omega? Does Omega come back at Forbidden Door? Because I feel like he's got to have an appearance, right? He's got to make an appearance.
I would think he'd have to. I would hope so. Even if he's not wrestling, I would hope at least he'd make an appearance.
However,
it'd be like them do it even when RVD was hurt and they did One Night Stand. He still came out and did a thing. Like you can't have an ECW reunion show without him. So you can't
waste that pop though, because when they had Omega's music play at Revolution, I think it was, and then Don Callis comes out, that was kind of awesome because they were lit for him, and then oh my god, they booed. Do you want to waste that and then have him not be able to return? Because I've heard that he might be out until next year.
I mean,
let's please never bring Don Callis back. Please.
Kenny Omega is way better on the mic when he doesn't have him around, in my opinion.
That was one of my least favorite things.
Me too. Although 69 Me Don was hilarious. I don't know if we all agree on that, but I thought 69 Me Don was hilarious.
I'm more of a scissor me ass daddy or scissor me daddy ass kind of guy.
Is that what's over with you right now?
It is.
The ass boys are over?
Oh yeah, ass boys are over with me. Acclaimed has been over with me.
Medium assy cool was not into it.
No, I think it's hilarious. I don't like the guns at all, but I think that whole thing is hilarious. What can you do? But it looks like we're at the end of another episode, and Chris has made it through the whole thing.
I made it this time.
The dad guy.
Baby Todd is sleeping well. He's doing his midday nap.
He's not yet, actually. That's why I'm trying to get out of here.
Oh, no. Oh, but look at this. We're at the end of another one. I'm your host, Medium Daddy Cool. For your other host, Justy Rhodes. Your other host,
the Tennessee Dream.
We'll see. the dad guy, Chris Mitchell, and where in the world is the weatherman? We don't know. Saying, remember,
we don't know. The
greatest oak was once a little nut who held its ground. See ya.
Oh, God.